Hello humans, welcome back to my makeup room. Today is going to be the introduction to my 10 in 2020 rolling project pan. Now, last year I did a project pan and it was pretty loosey-goosey. I rolled in and out a lot of products. When I focused on something, it was mostly just for a month. It was more like kind of a shop my stash type situation. But this year, now that I have some experience under my belt and I sort of understand better how quickly I use things up, what I want to start panning, I am ready to do an official project pan. So I'm going to keep 10 items or 10 categories in this project, and then when my goal is hit, I can roll it out, roll something else in. It does not have to be the same type of product or anything like that, but that is how I'm going to be doing it. Let's just get into my items that I have selected. Let's go in sort of the order of the face. Primer. So, my first items that I'm going with, I have a couple of samples that I want to get through, and I know they're kind of a gimme product, but I wanted to make sure I get through them before I get into my big beefy product. This is the Dermablend Instagrip Jelly Primer. This is a 3 ml packet, so I've just put it into a little jar, and that's where I'm going to be taking the product from. This is a very, very sticky primer. And then I also have a Tatcha Silk Canvas, which I know if I don't put this in my project, I'm not going to use it because it's an expensive product. I'm just going to let it sit there and for a rainy day, and I'm never going to use it. So I'm putting it in this project so I can use it and try it out and see what all the hype's about. Now, since my first primers that I wanted to get through are kind of gimme products, I am already preemptively putting in a full-size primer. This is the Pixi Rose Flash Balm. I am about there. This is a 3-in-1 moisturizer, primer, and mask. So you can use it all over your face like a primer or a moisturizer, or you can put on a little bit more and wash it off and use it as a mask. This is a big product. This is 45 mils or 1.52 ounces. And I do have a nice little chunk product done, so this might take me a little while to use up, but I think it's the oldest primer I have in my collection, so I want to make sure it isn't neglected and doesn't go bad before I finish it, and then I can start playing with some other primers in my collection. Next up, we have foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I have the shade 405. This is another instance of drugstore foundations not being light enough. This is still too dark. This is light a shade. It's too dark for me. I have to use white drops to make it light enough, which if I really like the foundation, I don't mind doing, but I don't really love this. It's a very matte foundation, so I want to finish it before it starts to get warmer. It's December, so I have some time, but I definitely don't want to be using this in the summer, and I think now is the best time to try and use it up. It's one of the older products I have. I haven't used very much of it. It's basically full. I can't see through this, so I don't know. We'll see how I do. And eventually, if I get sick of this, I won't mind decluttering it, but I want to at least get some use out of it. And I mean, if you like more of a matte foundation, this isn't bad. It's not super dry and cakey on my skin. If you use the right primer, like in between my eyebrows, I get dry patches. Even with like some CC creams, like the Thrive one, I still get a dry patch where the foundation cakes up. But this doesn't really do that as long as you use the correct primer and have a very hydrated base. So it's not a bad foundation, but a matte foundation isn't my preference, and this just isn't my thing. So I'm trying to use it up. Next up in our face, we have concealer. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer in the shade N Fair 2. I don't love this concealer, but I don't hate this concealer, so it's just one that I want to use up so I can move on to other things. I do have a good few concealers, and I'm currently about at the bottom line there. This was in my 2019 project pan at the end of the year, so this is just something I want to use up and move on with. Okay, bronzing and contouring. I have 2 products for this category. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I only have about that much left, maybe even less depending on where the air bubble is at what time. See, I used it today, so I think it's gone down a little bit. So I don't have very much of this left. The packaging is gross. The inside of the cap gets bronzer all over it. So I'm just using this as an under the foundation contour. I did enjoy using this in the summer, but I don't want to keep holding on to this until the summer. So I'm just going to use it up and get it out of my collection. I have other cream bronzers. And this is so close to being done anyways that I might as well just check it in the project, finish it up, get rid of it. The other bronzer I have is a powder bronzer. It's the Pure Bronzing Act Matte Bronzer in Light. It is the one with the speckles. I put this in for a month in my 2019 project pan, and I used it a lot. I did really like it, and if you look at this right there, you can maybe see the little dip in there. I can already see the rings through this product, like underneath the product. So I really, really want to try and hit pan on this, maybe even finish it up, but first hitting pan, seeing how long that takes, and if I want to start focusing on a different bronzer at that point, I will. But if I think I can finish it up, hey, maybe I will. I really enjoy this bronzer, and I'm looking forward to having a product I know I love in this project. It's cool toned, it's foolproof on my skin, and I'm glad to be including this. For blush, this is also a product I like, but definitely one that I kind of neglect in my collection because it's in a palette. Face palettes just kind of go to die in my collection because they're very hard to store, and I can't store them with all of my other blushes, and if I do, it's at the back, and it's just very annoying. So the blush I'm going to be focusing on is this one in the corner, Passionate. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Blush Book. So that's the shade I'm going to be focusing on. And I just want to hit pan on this. It's a very powdery formula, and the way it's pressed, it has ridges, so some of the product is less deep than other parts of the product. So I think that this might be an achievable goal. That's the one thing I really wanted to focus on when I was picking a blush for this project. Yeah, like it's a very thin pan. So I think I want to try and hit pan on this just to make sure I'm getting lots of use and just seeing how long it's going to take me to do that. But I do love this blush, and I'm excited to be able to get more use out of it. Next up, we have highlight. This is Ofra highlighter, All of the Lights. So this is one with 4 different shades in it. I can only use half of this palette, this pale champagne shade, and this pinky shade. It's very icy pink. And I have some pretty good progress on this. I want to focus on the champagne-y kind of a shade. I'm already kind of wearing down the ridges that are pressed into the pan. So it's starting to flatten out. So I want to try and hit pan on that champagne shade. I think it's doable. I hope it's doable. I don't know. We'll see how we do, and I hope I do good. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, I am wearing all of these base products. I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury under my foundation. I'm wearing the L'Oreal foundation, the Pure Bronzer, the Pure Blush, and the Ofra highlight. Next up, this is the NYX Precision Brow Pencil. This is the sort of long, flat pencil. This, not the precise one. This is in the shade Taupe. I don't love this. I really would just want to use this to get it out of my collection. The Taupe from NYX is much more of a warm shade than I normally like to go for. I am at the bottom black line there. So I do have quite a bit of product, but I'm planning on dyeing my hair soon. So hopefully when my hair is a bit of a warmer shade, the warmer brows won't look quite so disjointed on my face. Hopefully after I dye my hair, I can get as much use of this as I possibly can and try and use it all up because I don't like it and I have other brow products I like more. Alright, lastly, I'm throwing in 2 lip products. The only sort of successful lip product I've ever thrown in has been like lip balm, lip gloss kind of things. So I am throwing in a lip gloss. This is my Bite Beauty French press lip gloss in Dirty Chai. I love this lip gloss, but it's being discontinued. And I want to make sure I use up every last drop of it while it's still good. And I like this color, so I think it'll be fairly doable for me to get through. And I'm also going to be including a lip liner. This is a Rimmel lip liner in an Exaggerate full color lip liner in the shade 032 Innocent. So I've marked this on the cap. It's one of the twist up ones. I'm up here. So I have quite a bit of product to get through. And the reason I threw this in is the color's not bad, but I just like my NYX formula better. So I want to just try and get this used up and out of the collection so I can focus on the formula I like more. And the 10th and final product I'm introducing into this project is the MAC Fix Plus. Now I've been working on this for a few months already, so I'm just below that black line. This is an alright setting spray in my opinion. In the past, I have stated that I hated it, but I have revisited it and I don't hate it. It's just not my absolute favorite. And I have other setting sprays I like better and other ones I want to try out. So I just want to use this one up so I can get it out of my collection and put it in my little back to MAC pile. This one, let's see, if I use it as much as I did last month, I think within 2 months I should be able to finish this up, judging by this amount of progress. Especially since last month, I was using 2 setting sprays. So, I think 2 months is my goal on this one, and I think I'll be able to do it. No problem. Alright, that's the end. That's all the products I will be including in this year's project. Be sure to stick around, check up on the updates, and I will see you in a month to see how I do. Be sure to comment down below if you'd like to. Hit subscribe to carry on watching more content like this. Ring the bell to become a Pavlovian dog, and I will see you next time. Bye.